Let me shift our focus here now to the Karnataka government, who's under fire over the alleged Valmiki scam. What we know here is in the latest, mega war of words has broken out between the ruling and the BJP in the state over irregularities within the Valmiki Corporation Board. So the Valmiki Board is basically a committee that uplifts the scheduled tribes community, and funds is usually allotted to the Valmiki Corporation so that they come up with welfare schemes and help the community grow. Now, several BJP leaders, including the state BJP chief, B.Y. Vijayendra, were detained today as they launched huge protest following ED crackdown and arresting one ex-minister and Congress MLA, Nagendra, who headed that Valmiki board, accusing him of trying to swindle nearly 90 crores for his personal gains. There is corruption in the board. Congress themselves have admitted it. It seems to have come as a huge weapon for the BJP in the state. Let's listen into the details.
Showdown over corruption in Karnataka escalates. The BJP hit the streets on Thursday after an ED investigation claimed that the 90 crore rupees was diverted from the Karnataka Maharshi Valmiki Scheduled Tribe Development Corporation was allegedly used to buy a Lamborghini car, among other things.
Tens and hundreds of crores of rupees has been spent to purchase of liquor in neighboring states during Lok Sabha elections. That is more important. So new things are emerging, but Congress government, Siddaramaiah government is trying to divert the issue.
The Congress hit back, accusing the BJP of misusing central agencies to destabilize their government in the state.
Why have they stepped in now? There are so many other issues in Karnataka which have been there for the last 4 years. Where was ED then? 4 years of BJP government, where was ED then? How come they didn't come? So they've come with a mission. Intention is to somehow see that how we can target the Congress government here and how we can help BJP to destabilize this government.
Explosive revelations have been made by the ED in the Valmiki Corporation scam. ED sources say 90 crore rupees taken from the corporation was put in 18 accounts in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. The money was allegedly used in the Andhra Assembly polls. According to sources, the funds were used to procure alcohol for distribution during elections. ED sources also say that a Lamborghini was bought using this money. The ED has booked former State Minister B. Nagendra under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. The Congress that stormed to power after a campaign against alleged corruption under the BJP government in the state now finds itself on the back foot on the same issue. With Sagai Raj, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, we have big update on the Valmiki scam, the ED as it probes the case. We hear former Minister B. Nagendra has been sent to ED custody yet again. Basically, his ED custody has now been extended by 5 more days until the 22nd of July. Special Court for People's Representatives grants 5 additional days to the Enforcement Directorate of Nagendra, who headed that Valmiki board. In fact, he's been accused directly of trying to swindle funds to the tune of 90 crores for his personal gains. His wife was also called in. She was summoned, interrogated. Let me cut across to Anagha Keshav joining us live for more on that. Anagha, it seems like the allegations are serious enough for the special court to grant an additional 5 days custody of Nagendra. What more do we know? What kind of details does the ED have for them to actually hold him in custody for this long?
Well, Nabila, the ED isn't just probing Nagendra's bank accounts, but also his wife's, his PA's, his media advisor. Every single person who is close to former Minister B. Nagendra, everybody's bank accounts are being checked in order to ensure that there is the proper money trial. In order to prove that B. Nagendra is indeed guilty of corruption, one thing that's very, very essential for ED to do is to establish a money trial, a money footprint. And that's the reason why Nagendra's wife was also summoned yesterday. Every single person who works in his office, every single person who's close to him were summoned by the ED, by the Enforcement Directorate. Their phones were also confiscated. Surely, this means that the ED does have some sort of evidence to prove that there is something fishy that has happened. The bank account, the 187 crores that was transferred to MG Road, out of that 89 crores was diverted to somewhere else, including the government. They've also conceded the fact that corruption was there in the Valmiki Corporation, but they are maintaining the fact that former Minister B. Nagendra is innocent in this. He is nowhere involved, is the government stance. And even in the floor of the House, we saw huge commotion that happened. BJP, in fact, they stormed into the well of the House demanding for Chief Minister Siddaramaiah's resignation. Just a short while back, when the Chief Minister was speaking, he read out the death note that P Chandrasekharan wrote just before dying by suicide. And interestingly, Nabila, in that death note, he just skipped the part where he has mentioned that money was transferred upon the oral instructions of a certain minister. Now, this was the reason exactly what triggered the BJP. After Chief Minister Siddaramaiah failed to take up this part of the death note, BJP questioned why was this part left out? Why wasn't B. Nagendra's name included in the FIR that was lodged right the next day after he died by suicide? So all these questions are raised by the BJP.
With all the backlash, Nagendra eventually resigned. So what we know is that he was heading the board. He was a minister of ST welfare. He had to finally resign, step down. The SIT launched the investigation, and that's when the ED swooped in, raided 23 locations of B. Nagendra, his associates. We also saw Basangao Daddal, who's another Congress MLA, who was also raided by the Enforcement Directorate. We hear that an ED notice has gone to him as well. And more importantly, we're looking at the Congress government admitting that there could have been mischief in the Valmiki Board. So clearly, not much that they can say in their justification right now, the Congress government in the spot.